afternoons and learning how to make creations in Dreams, which is a game by Media Molecule. But I want to go live. I'm testing the audio right now. I want to go live because I don't know. I felt like we were making good progress. I felt like we were making good progress before I stopped for the afternoon. So I wanted to kind of pick up where I left off, and I just finished the video I was working on. So I thought this would be a good time to get a little more work in on the UI redesign so that it's ready to go for Monday. So every Monday I release an update to the game that comes with a new world and a new emoji obstacle. But I would like it to at least occasionally come with an update to the game that improves the UI or includes a new feature or an update or something like that. So that's what we're doing this week, the UI redesign. So let me know if you have any questions about the game in the chat. I've got the chats open on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I just need to log into something really fast. I also got this game running, so I could do this every half hour or so as a reward for completing a task. It's kind of how I like to do it sometimes. For those of you who don't know, this is my game Emoji Pop. It's a mobile bubble shooter game, and you can use it to create your very own levels in the game, and then you can share them with the entire world. And anyone can play your levels from any smartphone or computer. They don't need to install or download or register or anything. They can just you can send them the link, or you can share it online, and they just click the link and they can play your creation. Cool. So I'm pretty new still to streaming. I've really only been doing this for like a week or so. So if anyone has any feedback for me about my streams or ideas, especially if you have feedback about the game, which you can play at playmojipop.com, please let me know. A lot of the changes we've been making in the game have been due to actual players. Players give me feedback and suggestions for what I should be working on or how things should look, and so all of that a lot of it has come from one user named MapmanPS2, which is a follower of mine, and my chatters have been giving me some really good feedback, and I've got a lot of it written down in a list, so I'm really excited to keep implementing it. So I'm really excited that, I don't know, this seems to be working out my strategy of having a stream and this game and kind of fusing them together and trying to make a community that helps me make the game in these streams by watching me make the game and giving me feedback. Also by making levels in the game and sharing them and sending them to me so we can have level design feedback sessions in this stream. So again, you can make your own levels at playmojipop.com from any device. If you create an account, you can save them and then share them with the whole world. And so I'm really into creative games, like games where you make stuff. Even Minecraft is considered a creative game, but games more recently like Mario Maker and Dreams and Fortnite Creative, and there's a lot of other ones. So I'm trying to do what they do with creative games. I'm trying to apply that paradigm shift to mobile puzzle games. So I used to work in the industry of mobile puzzle games, and I'm trying to make them on my own now. And one of the ways I'm making them differently is that I'm using this creative gaming shift, which puts players in the position of a creator rather than just a problem solver. So it kind of allows me to create a really awesome, beneficial experience to people that I think I like creative games because I think it's good for you in a way. It's not that video games are bad for you, but creative gaming has a lot of it allows you to use your creativity and build skills. So for example, this skill set that I'm teaching on this stream and on my YouTube channel, it's designed to give players the core design skills needed in order to actually make money as a designer in the industry. And I know this is possible because I was my first job in the games industry was as a level designer on a bubble shooter game in the industry. So all day my job was to just make levels mostly for almost a year, and it was awesome, and I learned so much, and I think I can give that same kind of experience to my players that really enlightened my game design sensibilities, and I think I can maybe even economically empower them regardless of whether or not you know how to code, you can make levels easily in Emoji Pop, and you can iterate things and try concepts, and the vast multitude of obstacles in the game and the modes and all the things I have planned. They allow you to make this. It's not just like puzzle games. You can make like my goal is to allow you to make like any kind of like arcade game within this bubble shooter game. So that's like the long-term goal. So that's why I'm like so invested in this game. I'm very passionate about this. And so with these streams, which I'm doing Monday through Friday, I'm gonna go on and we're gonna work on the game mostly in the mornings, and in the afternoons we'll make levels together, and I'll play levels that players make. And we'll do other fun stuff like that, and look at game design and stuff like that. Like look at Reddit or look at what's new in the industry or whatever. So yeah, I'm really excited to have like to start making connections with other. I've already made connections with some indie developers that I have followed, and I'm excited to do that with more. If anyone ever watches and has a game they want to share, I would love to watch it on the stream. The reason I got on is because I wanted to work on this a little bit, so I thought I might as well stream it. I'm switching my monitor over to the code. How's everybody doing? I'm monitoring the chat, so feel free to hit me up with any questions. We got a couple of viewers on Twitter. So here's the code for my game. Let's open up so I can show you the changes we've made so far, which is pretty substantial for only a couple days work in the mornings. One sec. So here is the game as it is today. So let's go back to the way it was. So this is the way it was before. Oh, actually, this is the way it is now too. Okay, I might not have that open. Anyway, we've been doing a lot of redesigning the UI. So the biggest task, which I got feedback from people in my chat, was that the main screen was way too cluttered. So originally I had a bottom UI layer that had a bunch of different tabs you'd have to scroll through, and I also had a bunch of badges that stood for the different like unlockable events and stuff like that in the game. And so I tore all that stuff out. And so now instead, when you go into the game, you start in your world. But then when you run out of moves or whatever, you can click home, or it takes you back automatically. And so this is the home screen that we've been working on. So this is, I'm really glad that one of my followers decided to give me this feedback, because it totally has all these unintended benefits that I wasn't even expecting. So the thing I like most about this change in UI to creating a home screen, rather than packing everything in these buttons, is that this home screen allows me to show off to the player clearly what's important about the game and what they should be looking at. So instead of having all these little features tucked away in different tabs, I can kind of bring them all to the forefront, to the player's perspective, right from this one screen. So at the top is the play button, where you can go back into the world that you're playing through. Emoji Pop works it's not a level by level game. There's these continuous worlds that you're playing, and then many levels in them that are like more typical levels. So you can always go back and continue where you left off, or you can open the level editor by hitting this create button. And this is the level editor that allows you to design your own levels with all the obstacles you've unlocked. Then this is the home button. So one thing, for example, I got a lot of little things to clean up. So if you see this home button right here, it doesn't disappear when I'm drawing like the other little buttons do. There's a lot of little bugs like that I have to iron out, so I want to put in a little time. Madman PS2's in the chat. What's up? He says, what happens if you try to play a custom world with an emoji that you haven't unlocked yet? What happens if you try to play a custom world? So that's a good question. So Madman PS2 is asking, what if I create a level and share it, and it has like this really advanced obstacle, and I share it with someone who hasn't even barely played the game? So what's going to happen? So the player actually gets to play the level as normal. So the player can't play advanced obstacles in the main game, but if they played shared levels or trending levels with advanced obstacles, they're totally allowed to do that. The con of that is that they might be confused. They don't know how things work because they haven't been introduced to these obstacles. But I think that's okay, because one important thing that I've noticed in bubble shooters that are on the market, and in mine, things I've worked on in the past, one just thing that happens is when you make these games, the early levels tend to be a lot easier because you're introducing the player to how to play the game. So it's kind of easy for a while, and so it's a lot worse for bubble shooters in the app stores that I'm competing with, because they have thousands of levels of like simple gameplay. Literally, some of them you have to play like 1,000 levels before you get to something that's kind of complicated, actually. And so that makes a lot of players that they're like, oh, I love bubble shooters, so they download a bubble shooter and they play the first 10 levels and they're all like insanely easy. So that tells the player, oh, this game isn't for me, and then they'll quit. I think to tease like more advanced players and to give them some challenge early on, I like being able to allow players to play levels with obstacles that they haven't unlocked yet. Because, for example, like, let's say you start out playing the first world and you're like, okay, this is an okay game. Then you see there's a trending level and it has this insane obstacle that I just released that tells the player, oh, like, this is the long-term value of the game. So when I make mobile games, I'm constantly thinking, like, long-term value for these kinds of games, at least. Good call, was just curious. Yeah, totally. I just want to talk about that because I think that's I like talking about that kind of stuff. It's like an interesting design question, you know? Like, that's a good question to ask. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. It's a great way to give people a taste of what's to come in the game, so that they're encouraged to keep playing. You know. So let me go back home. So yeah, we got to look for those little bugs. We got to fix those. Also, Mattman PS2. I barely started like doing like the buttons. I made them like more rounded. I still need to work on the text. Maybe I'll start doing that. Let's go back to home. And yeah, so I'd love your feedback if anything comes up about the UI buttons I'm working on or whatever. And so these are the media buttons. So these are each of the links that go to my social media accounts. And so I don't see to me, the social media stuff is part of the game as well. I consider this stream to be part of the game. I consider my YouTube tutorials that I post to be kind of part of the game. The Discord group is definitely part of the game. Twitter is where we share levels and communicate with each other on the game. So I consider the social media accounts to be like a really important part of the game, because it's about the experience of making the game. To me, that's the game, you know. That's why it has a level designer in it. Like, it's a game about game creation, you know. That's why I love working with chatters to develop features, you know. It's like, I want it to be a community-made game, you know. So that's why they're featured so prominently on the home screen. I really am focused on community. And then the center is a pop-up which opens a tab that we used to have tucked away. I saw the pop-up came up from the bottom left for no reason, so we'll have to fix that. And so there's tasks in the game that you get. This is a little buggy. I need to like kind of think through this. There might be some arguments made to kind of change up. This is kind of like the fundamentals of like a meta system I was working on. But then you can use the coins you get by completing tasks to customize your emoji with your own faces or whatever. And then down here we feature trending levels. So I made a little bit of progress on this. Oh, this level's bugged. But yeah, you're able to like play a level, and then if you win or lose, afterwards it goes back to the home layer. So most of what we've been working on is getting everything working where it goes back to the home layer and fixing the references to other files that don't exist anymore, because we've really changed where everything is in the code because we've gotten rid of like the old UI system. So let's get started working on this. Feel free to give me any feedback on the game and the chats. I've got all of them open on my computer over here. The worst part is figuring out where to start. So, I also made this button here to hold the level browser. So that's the one thing that I forgot that I needed to add to the home screen. So I made the create button smaller in order to fit this level folder, and I put it next to the create button because I figured they're kind of related. So you can browse through the levels you've made, and then I made it work so that you can hit edit, test, and it goes back and forth between the different things. The only problem is there's this home button that doesn't really make sense. Like, I need to figure out a better way of. I might put something on the bottom that says go back home or something. but it should be consistent, like Mattman was saying about the UI before. So like here I have the home button, and it kind of works in this context. So it's difficult. We'll have to think about that. Let's start off with the basics. This pop-up opens in the bottom left. Let's see what's going on with that. So when there's a lot of little things I need to be working on, I'll just try to find one simple one, and we tackle that first, and then we kind of go from there. Gotta move my computer. I'm gonna put a little music on in my headphones. One of my favorite things to do is to make levels while listening to music on my phone. I've been making bubble shooter levels for literally like 4 years now. If anyone's watching who wants to follow me on Twitter, that's where I share the levels that I make during these streams. But you can also, if you happen to make a level, you can share it with me on Twitter or in one of these chats. But Twitter's probably the easiest. Just making sure that this tweet went out. Cool, we're good to go. Alright, so the pop-up is opening. All the pop-ups are open in the same layer, the main container, which is like the biggest parent class that holds everything. So it's called the pop-up is called the avatar pop-up layer, I think. So let's search for that. I also have Fall Guys running in case I need a quick distraction or something. I finally got my first win the other night, a couple nights ago. So that's where we do the inputs for the pop-up. That's where we close it. And here's where we open it. So when we open it, it's starting the position at the far left, so let's start it in the middle, because that's where the button is. If we look at the game, the button is right here where the pop-up should be opening from. And so I'm going to comment out this. We don't need this. I'll comment to that. I like to comment stuff out because I never know if you like need something later, you know. So the Y should be, let's go this dot inner content layer dot home layer. So that's the home screen. That's where the home screen is held. And it's social media button C is the name of that emoji with the mask right here. Dot Y, that's the Y, but it's at the bottom of it. So we need to do that plus half of its height. I'm gonna put this on a new line. We don't need this. And it's an object, so we don't need to worry about the scale, just the height. So I saved. Let's just make sure we're on the right track with that. Yeah, so I'm not seeking perfection with the Monday UI release. What I'm seeking is like everything totally functional and as good as we can make it as possible. Like I want the pop-up, like the pop-ups coming from the right places. Like that doesn't really matter, but I just want it to have a nice feel. So for me, it doesn't matter for this release. I feel like we could go a different direction with the buttons, but I don't know. Like something like this seems okay to me for now, but maybe I don't know. I'm trying to figure out whether it belongs in the game or not. I feel like it might. Maybe I don't know. I keep also thinking about these like neutral style of buttons that aren't as like color based, but I don't know. So if we click it now, it doesn't work. I think this is inner container layer. I just had a mini heart attack checking to see if the mic was on. For some reason I thought, because I always am leaving the mic off, I was like, oh god, did I do that? Yeah, so you can play the game at playmojipop.com. It doesn't have these this UI redesign feature yet, but I'd love to know everyone's opinion on the game or any feedback. I'm really open to feedback, even if people, I know there's probably a lot of people who think it sucks, you know, like, I know it's a kind of a weird game for maybe an indie like me to make, I don't know, but I'm really invested in these kind of games. I really love designing games for this kind of audience. So we open it. Okay, let's see what the bug is. Cannot really read home layer. So let's go back to inner content. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that's right. Inner content layer. Is it social buttons? See? Let's go to home layer. Social button. Yeah, there's no media, so we just named, we spelled it wrong. Delete media. Save, refresh. Yeah, so Cocos.js, the engine uses like an action library, so that action that we affected was we changed the original location, but there's like a move to function and a scale to function, so you can run the move to and scale to at the same time to make the box like constantly move down and also constantly get bigger, so it looks like it's staying still and just getting bigger. Another question is maybe we should have some transition between those two things. I don't know if I can. The way I create everything, I might not be able to, but so we hit it. Okay. Something. Oh, I was changing the width and the height, not the position. That was my bad. That's an easy fix. Cool, so we need to change the position here. So the X is correct. The Y needs to be this thing. Let's see how that works. The phones popping up remind me of this phone obstacle that I have in the game at World 25, so we've got a ways to go, but the way it works is that you hit the phone, there's like a phone in the game, and you hit it, and then it opens up, and there's a mini level within it, and if you beat the mini level, you get a few extra moves to use for the other level you were playing. But the crazy thing is you can also have mini levels within mini levels within mini levels, so like it's a kind of crazy like obstacle, but I think there's some players that could do cool stuff with it. I just want to keep expanding the design space as much as I can, and yeah, so that's what happened there. Okay, it's starting at the bottom still. Why is it doing that? Oh, I'm undoing everything with that. I did the same thing twice for some reason. Now it should work. Maybe we'll add the accent text to the background of the button labels. Makes it look more friendly or something, like it belongs in the game a little more, I think. Okay. Love this aim box. Home. Oh, actually that reminds me. It started off small, it should start off big. I think I know how to fix that. Okay, so you see that it opens from the point that we want it to. That's awesome. Makes everything make more sense, and like what's happening with the pop-up, like by making it start where you clicked. And when we close it, we want to go back into that thing so players can see where it goes. So I'm gonna copy this. So we're gonna go to close avatar pop-up, and it's going to, so this is the move action, and the move action is cc.moveTo, and it's taking half a second, and it's going to this point, which is at the bottom. Oops. So we want the Y value. And we don't need any of this anymore. So instead of being 25 pixels from the bottom, it'll be in line with the button. I'll refresh it. Let's see how many of these little tasks we can bang out in this stream before I go for dinner. I'm guessing Madman PS2 has to go soon because I know Madman's in a different time zone. Okay, so yeah, I like the home accent on it. It gives it a little space. I didn't add the shadow in case we decided to do what Madman suggested, which is to make the shadow only when you touch it. But I'm not sure. We'll have to see. So opens and closes in the same place. Okay. I was wondering for a second if when you transition to these screens, if they should also be popping up in a way, but probably not necessary. So we'll go to the creator. Let's make the text a little smaller in there and add a little accent. So that's in the mid UI layer, which we do not have open. Let's open that. After we do this text, we're going to do a round of Fall Guys. So it's in the editor, and it's called mid UI layer. Okay. So like options label, edit. So let's go to draw. So we're gonna do, there's a label called emojis label, and it's where we say draw. We're gonna do a copy of that. It's gonna be called emojis label BG. And it's going to be shifted so that it's kind of behind and sideways from the original label in the front. actually, we might not need it for this draw initially because it starts off blue and it's probably fine. And let's just do it anyways to see. We also want to experiment with making it a little smaller sized font. Let's do that. And let's just see how that looks, and we'll fix it from there. I wonder if I can add a screen here. Just to reward us later. All right, home. Okay, if we didn't change the color. Also, this needs to be, the bottom one needs to be behind, so we'll just set this at a Z level of 1 so that it appears on top of the thing we create after. We could have also just changed the order, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So another thing we need to do is like, when we change these buttons, we need to like add and remove the labels probably. There's so many little things to do. Home. Oops. Yeah, so it looks bad with the blue. Maybe it's just that it's so small too. Let me get rid of this. So we're refreshing. I want to see what that font size looks like before I change the rest of them. The only problem is, I guess this is a good size. The smaller we make it, the less readable it is. So let's try making a black background edit for that one. Add it right here. This one's going to be called options label BG. Try it out. I want to see how readable that is. We might need to make the difference smaller, but we'll see. All right. Home, create, draw. We need to make it options button. go behind. I'm thinking this might not work out. Let me make it more tight. Okay. I just don't see this working. Like, the font is too small to make it work anyway. I forgot to change it to edit. I'm just gonna do it and save it and refresh it and just move on to something else. I feel like that's gonna have to stay the same. I should work on the buttons in the level browser because those are bigger. So let's just check it out. Oh, it looks good. Looks cute. Okay, we'll leave it. Then it goes away afterwards. Alright, let's do that for the others. Test label. We're going to be using test button. Last one. So save label BG. I'll also need to make this a 1 so it appears in front. Same here. We're using the save button. I'm glad I decided to work this afternoon because I think I needed to in order to finish all this stuff. At least a good amount of it by Friday, so that it's ready to go on Monday. Then we'll have a cool. It'll be good to get everyone's feedback on the game, and we'll decide together what's the next direction we go in, kind of. So save label, save button. Okay. Let's make sure we did that right. Let's hit refresh. Why do those look weird? This should have a +1. I didn't mean to do that. I meant +1 on X. Do 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 do. Okay, edit looks good. Let's see. Edit +1, -1, -1. Oh my. Okay, so the way I'm doing the positions is different. Now I gotta figure it out. That's like a copy paste error. So let's fix these. Should just take a second. So the emojis one is okay. This is good, this is good. And this one is good. Alright, now the text should be aligned right, and we'll just have to do that for the level browser, but now I know the pitfalls of doing that. Okay, let's just go to the level browser, home. Alright, let's make these fonts a little smaller. This is in the level browser file. Right here. Okay. Searching for the edit button, edit label. So here it is. So we're gonna make a background for it. Edit label BG. but instead of white, it's black. Make sure the white one's in front. And let's make the size 6.5 instead of 8. So 0.65 instead of 0.8. Save. I'll add 2 since the font is bigger to this X, and for the background I'll subtract 2 from the X and Y. Let's test it out. I'm watching the chat right now on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, so feel free to ask me any questions about the game, or you can play it yourself at playmojipop.com. You can create your very own levels and send them to me in the chat or on Twitter, and I'd love to play them on the stream, give feedback, feature them in the game. So browser. So this is the size. That looks like a good size, I think. So 0.65. For some reason, the second label isn't showing up. Maybe it's because I need to add a 1 to all these labels to make them in front of the button, and so this one should be 2. We can try that. Let me update the other fonts to be 0.65 as well. Oh, we gotta update. Oops. Do that after. Update this 0.8 as well, so it knows the right height. Save. So yeah, some of this coding might not be the best for streaming. Like, I thought it would be a little better because like it's all just monotonous changing of fonts and placement of labels, but there's like room to, like, I don't know. It's easy stuff to do and rapidly try. So I figured it might be okay to do this stuff on the stream because if people had feedback, I could like go in different directions, but I'm trying not to do like any like hardcore coding things on the stream that like aren't really visual at all. Okay, so there's the shadow we were looking for. I think it looks okay. We can fine tune it later, so let's do that for the others. Probably should be a little more centered in the Y. I gotta give a shout out to Mattman PS2 in the videos that I'll release. I'll make some video about the creation of the UI and the new world and stuff, and so I gotta shout you out in there because I got a lot of really good feedback from you. So let's do the background for the other labels. So this is the test label. Let's just do this from here. Test label BG. And so we make it black. behind, and -2 to the X and Y, so we shift it down left so it looks like a little bit of a shadow or something. +2 to the X up here, so we keep it centered. Oops. And one more time for the last label. Gotta change it to 2 so we can put something in between it and 0. Share label BG. And this should be black. Alright, let's just try it out. It'd be cool if I could like get some room to like show a little video or whatever promo I want to have on the home screen, but not sure if we have room for it, but maybe we could find room for it. Okay, we don't see the share one. Test looks okay. Why is the share one not showing up? Because we didn't fix the position. But yeah, now we'll see it. We can always make the shadow a little bigger or less or differently positioned later. It would be nice to kind of go around, like make an outline around the letters, but I don't have that ability with this font. We could also decide to do something like that later on. I'm not trying to make any huge like changes because the whole redesign is a big change, and I want to make sure we're done with that before we go down any other rabbit holes of perfection, because you never know what's going to change. I was wondering if I should give these buttons outlines. Could be like a little black outline maybe, I'm not sure. Or a darker color of whatever it is. I'll have to like look at that and see what looks better. Mattman says outlines and drop shadows on those buttons would look good. Okay. Could look good. Let's see. Outlines and drop shadows on those buttons. Okay, let's try that out. Thanks for the feedback, Mattman, as always. I'm excited to see what this looks like. And these buttons are used all over the place, so it's definitely worth investing in. Let's go to the Emoji Pop folder. Mattman says drop shadow makes it look like an actual button, then you can remove the drop shadow when click. Oh, okay, so you're saying it's got the shadow and then when you touch it, it removes it. Okay, that makes sense. Let's open that button. So I'll start off with the orange. I'm going to copy and paste the orange and we'll scale it down a little bit. Oops. Let's cut the width down to 493. And we can do a little better. So this is 450. We can always scale it back later. So I was thinking of black outline, but now I think that would look a little weird, maybe. Although I could be wrong, so I'm gonna try to just do like a darker color, and we can change this color afterwards easily. Okay, so actually that looks a little weird. We'll have to stretch it out a little bit. Oops. So I'm not being like exact, mathematically, but we can always make it like fine-tune later. So let's just see what this looks like. I'm gonna see what this looks like, and then we'll do the drop shadow. Let's refresh. I'm glad I got Batman PS2 in the chat to give me that feedback, because that's something I wanted to do, but I was a little uncertain, but that feedback gave me the confidence to pursue it. Solid drop shadow makes it look like an actual button. Home. Okay, that outline is too small and looks kind of weird. It might be a bad color as well. Let's make the outline first be a little bigger. Alright. So it looks weird because I didn't realize it looks like it's overlapping the top and bottom of the button. We can fix that though. Let's go back and look at it in the other thing. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm open to any feedback about what this looks like, or color change, or anything in the chat, or whatever. I'm gonna keep doing it for all of them, and then we'll modify it, and we'll go back and make it better or whatever, and then add the drop shadow. Crashed. I'm going to open up the other colors. So Mattman PS2 says still no drop shadow. Does GIMP have layer style options? I'm not sure. Let me look at something on my computer. So there's like a filters button, and I can go to lights and shadow, and then there's a drop shadow button. So I'm guessing this is how you do it, Mattman, with the drop shadow. Oh, I think it's usually for text or something, right? I don't know. I feel like it's not. Oh, maybe it's because I'm in the empty layer. I've never used these filters before or anything like that. Looking at a tutorial on how to use drop shadow in GIMP. I think I was confused what drop shadow means. I thought it just meant like a shadow of the button. Yeah, all good. Feeling no Photoshop. It just probably off canvas. So is that only something for fonts? I thought you were saying to add like a shadow to the button kind of. Okay. Okay, yeah, that I see it. So can I do that, for example, maybe with this layer? We go to filters, light and shadow, drop shadow, color black. Maybe I need to merge first. Then move at select. Mattman says drop shadow is kind of like duplicate button behind and offset, usually darker color. Make that layer darker and put original behind. Okay. Drop shadow is kind of like duplicate button behind and offset. Duplicate it, make that layer darker, and put behind original button. Okay. Let me delete this layer. Okay, so duplicate it. I've duplicated it. Make that layer darker. Oh, and put it behind the same effects. Okay. I see. I get your explanation now. That makes sense. Okay, so I think that's kind of what I was doing with the font. But I could do it with the buttons in GIMP. So I was trying to like one of my buttons for X. Ah, cool. That looks like a good play button. Okay, I see. This is good. Thanks for sending me this. This is good to like look at. Then when you click it, just remove the drop shadow like so. Oh, cool. That makes sense. That's a really good example. Thanks for showing me this. This is really helpful. So, yeah, I see what you're saying now. I'm wondering if I have to make these buttons more round in order to make this... I might have to make this more round on the sides in order to achieve this effect, but let me try it. It feels like a real button. Now it's extra polished. Yeah, I could see how that feels like a real button. That makes sense. I was confused before. I guess I could do something like this. It looks different. I could either change the shape to be more like yours, or I could leave it like this, and then yeah, like push it down. Image. Or maybe I should make this the full size. Oops. So I could do it like this. That probably looks better. You will like Photoshop even if you download it from non-proof site. LOL. Honestly, I don't know why. Recently, I got access to the Adobe Creative Cloud. I didn't buy it, but I have access through someone I know. And I don't know why. I used Premiere Elements. I use all these other software from Adobe. I don't know why I haven't downloaded Photoshop. I should start using that. Yeah, I have an aversion to tools that I'm not used to, and that's a bad mindset because then you don't learn new things. Yeah, I should use Photoshop. Good point. So let me Photoshop easy, switch from GIMP, honestly pretty similar. Yeah, it makes sense. But what is like the why should I switch, do you think? Is it got more features, or is it easier to use or something? Oops. I really like this example. Oh yeah, I was wondering, so I just literally moved this piece down, so I'm gonna do that. Delete. Orange B2. I'm watching the chat on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Let me know if you have any opinions. What's your thoughts about Photoshop? Yes or no? I personally enjoy Microsoft Paint, but to each their own. So this is going to be orange button down. So I'm totally modeling what Mattman PS2 showed me. Learn something new every day. Okay, let's add it to resource. Here it is. So orange BG down is res orange. Mattman says, why Photoshop? It's powerful and it's super easy and intuitive to use. The layer style and blending options per layer is easy enough to switch. Cool. I'm excited. To switch then. I was just curious. Like, yeah, it makes sense that it's got to be more powerful than this like free software. I was wondering like, how exactly that makes sense. I'm excited to see how it's intuitive. That makes sense that it probably is. Layer style and blending options. Cool. Plus, I feel like it's probably easily integratable, more easily to integrate into all the other Adobe stuff. It's super easy to use. Switching from GAMP features just makes sense. Cool. I'm going to download that after the stream then, and I'll start using it. I'm a total Photoshop UI noob, as I'm sure you figured out. Control save. Okay, so we got the second button. Let's see what the button looks like before it's pressed down. Here it is. Fresh. We're an hour 13 into the stream. All good. I can actually help if you switch to. Cool. That totally makes sense. I will definitely switch for that reason alone. Refresh. Yeah, I kind of got used to using GIMP as like a broke college student, I think. Alright, let's go home. So this is what it looks like. Oh, it looks like a real button. That's so cool. And then we'll make it so when you hit edit, it goes down. When I press it down, I might change it in some other way because I want it to be easily identifiable as... Oh, wait. This isn't a tab. Yeah, so I can do the button press. Let's try that. Looking better. Cool, thank you. Let's... Actually, before we do the drop down animation... Not animation, but the button switch. Glad you think it's looking better, Mattman. Let's do the rest of the buttons. I'm going to do them the same way. So this is blue. Maybe a little awkward for me to look to because I can tell you're stretching it. A little awkward for me to look at because I can tell you're stretching it. Yeah. Do you mean like stretching the image, kind of? A little awkward for me to look at because I can tell you're stretching it. Yes, okay. Tell you're stretching it. Makes your perfectly rounded edges look not perfect. Let me see. Because I think I'm stretching it. I was stretching within the GIMP. because I don't think I'm stretching it. If there's any, yeah. So I guess if the whatever happened, it would have happened in GIMP. I'm guessing you're talking about like this maybe. Oh. Not hugely, just something I noticed. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, it's not. Let's just like fix it while we're here. I'm not stretching anything here. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Your stream is 480p still. Okay, I forgot to fix that actually. Let's look at where I create the button. I just want to make sure I'm not stretching it in the game. I think any stretching is occurring in GIMP, but I want to make sure that it's in what am I doing? Mid UI layer. Save BG. Oh wait. Save button. Set scale. Okay, so I'm not stretching in the game, so it's either the quality of the stream or it's the way I was stretching things out in Photoshop. So let me just try to create a new one over this since I have it open and everything already. I think you're stretching it in game. Looks different. I don't think I am because let's look at the edit button. So the edit button is called options label. Oh wait, options button. And so the scale, if I was stretching it, I would have a set scale X and a set scale Y. I think I'm condensing the image. I'm probably wrong, my bad. All good. I'm glad you're looking out for stuff like that though. We can look if there's something wrong with it, we can take a look at it later. I'm just gonna lay down the core colors for now. Yeah, because I'm kind of a noob to all this, so I'm not really sure. There could be something I did weird. I noticed that there's like part of an orange outline here. That looks a little weird. So maybe there's like stuff we can clean up to make it look a little better or something. Maybe that's kind of the problem or something. I'm gonna invert and gonna make sure there's no more of that orange stuff. I feel like it looks fuzzy. And let's change it so we got that drop. BRB, cool. See you in a little bit, Matt Man. So grateful for your help with all this. create a new version of the down one. I think it looks cleaner. We'll just go with it for now. Oh, this when I switch to Photoshop, I won't have to wait for these load times. So I have the down. Let's open up the up one. Okay, so we'll just quickly do these. So we got our two colors we're going to use. I'll color the shadow. I'm using the pencil in case there's stuff that's a different color. Alright, so that's the blue button. We can edit the colors later if we want to. Oh, it takes so long to save an image. Come on. Blue. Overwrite. And the down version. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I overwrit. Wait. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Blue BG2. Not responding. Blue down. Export. Red. Red BG2 down. Exports. And last one is green. Alright, I got the green downs. Now let's do the upright ones. We do the green one first. Last time saving an image before I switch to Photoshop forever. Alright. Let's refresh. Look at those beautiful buttons. I notice I haven't played any Fall Guys. Usually that happens when I have something to reward myself with to motivate me, and then once I get into working, then I just end up being okay working, you know? So that's the green button. Obviously the font should go up a little bit, but maybe I should update these buttons as well. Are you liking the way it's looking better? Let me go back. Yes, I actually do. I'm looking for more ways to improve it, but yeah, I do. I think it looks a lot better than it was there before. It looks like it belongs in the game more, you know? Do you have any feedback or anything like that? I'm gonna do the button pressing thing. I thought that was a great idea. If you have any feedback about any of it, I'm totally open to that. I think I like the way it looks. I'm thinking about changing because now these buttons look really ugly to me, so I'm gonna change them to be, let's just see what they look like kind of as the buttons we just made. Yeah, thanks for all the feedback and all the examples, Madman. That was really, really helpful. I really like the way it's looking now. So I'm gonna go to my home layer. I want to see what it looks like as a big button, like the campaign button. Actually, that's in the home campaign layer. Home campaign. And so instead of big play button, what I call it. Green BG2 is what it's called. Mattman says, if you like shiny buttons, you can make a slightly white transparent layer kind of masked over the whole button. But if you like a matte floor look, the matte flat look, don't do that. Okay. If you like shiny buttons. I like your button. That's kind of masked over the whole button. Mine doesn't have the shine. Okay, I didn't think yours did. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I could see that looking cool. Just see what that looks like. I think I might know how to do this. Maybe I don't. We'll see. So, shine example. Thanks again, Mattman. Okay, I see. see. So this is the shine. I feel like the shine might look good. Let's shine one of them. Let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna shine this part of it. You can put whatever angle you want. Oh, I see. So I thought this was like a contrasting it. Interesting. Okay, first I'm gonna just do the whole thing. I guess that doesn't really do much, have it do the whole thing. So that just makes it lighter. So also, I just realized my text for the button is going to go on top of this. So I'm wondering if it looks weird if the font is sitting on top of this. You know, it's not going to be affected by the shine. I think this might be worth something exploring later for that reason. Might not. Okay. I'm just gonna save this and refresh it. I'm pretty sure this is just gonna make it look lighter, and then I maybe will look. I'll make the angle and see what it looks like. This is a good idea to at least try out. While that's loading, oh yeah, I updated the screen, so we'll see the home layer and see what the play button looks like as well. Well, that's wrong. So, oh, I didn't add the new one. Oh, yes, I did. Green BG2 resource. Play BG. Oops. So this is what it looks like red. So yeah, it just changes the coloring basically. So let's try to cut out a piece of it. Refresh. We're an hour and a half into the chat, into the stream. I think we can do at least another hour more of this. Feeling like I gotta play a round of Fall Guys pretty soon now, as my attention span wanes. There's only like so long I can work on something before I start to like want to do something else. You really do a lot with buttons if you keep experimenting. Okay, yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad you showed me this technique. Now I'm thinking about, I bet there's a lot of other stuff you can do to make these buttons look cool. I was thinking like, maybe if I like that highlight layer, maybe I only include like a little piece of it on the side to make it look like it's shiny or something. But there's a lot I could look into online. Okay, so this play button looks a lot better than the original shadowing kind of thing, I think. I'm going to go ahead and change the other one as well. That main screen button is 110%. Okay, you're right about that for sure, Batman. Thanks for reminding me. This is definitely stretched, and yeah, you can see all the ridges. This is stretched to be the full width, so I think I should make an alternate version of the button that's a lot longer so that I can make it work in the screen. Thanks for calling that out, though. I would have probably forgotten about it. Yeah, definitely stretched out there. Orange G. Okay, let's look at the button with the shine. Okay, that's what it looks like. Let me go back. I wonder if I can lower it a little bit. Let me look at that example. I'd say a little lighter shine, kind of hard shine right now. I'd say a lighter shine. More transparent. Thanks for clarifying. So this is a really low transparency, so let's try that. More transparent? Okay. Oh yeah, that is more transparent. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, because before it just looks like it's kind of cut in half awkwardly. I only am doing the top part, but I wonder if I gotta do the little bottom piece too. Mine isn't the best example either, just one of the buttons I could find with shine on it. Cool, cool. Makes sense. Yeah. My glasses always fall off. Okay, home. I like the way these buttons look a lot better. It's especially obvious like when they're this big on the home screen. Like that's a huge advancement over the stupid green shadow thing I had before. This wouldn't have been possible without you, Matt Man. Thank you again for your help. Let's look at the red button. So here it's probably a little too transparent, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. I hated your buttons before. Happy to help. Awesome. Thanks, Matt Man. Yeah, I didn't realize that I hated them until now. Now I hate the old buttons as well. So this white button stands out as being different. Let's make it in the same style. I'll refresh so we can see the updated red button as well. Yeah, GIMP's been loading these images really slowly, so it's more motivation to switch to Photoshop. Oh, okay. White BG2. So that's going to be the white button. So I'll make the bottom like a gray. Feel like should be a little bigger. Okay. Mattman says, to do shine on white, you actually gotta make the white button slightly gray. Okay, that's good to know. That makes sense. Whoops. Okay, let's look at the red button first. That's what the shine looks like. I feel like it doesn't look right, but I feel like there's a way we can make it look good. Like, I think it needs that shine. It needs something shiny like around it, or I think there's some way I can make this work. So I'm just gonna leave it there for now, just to keep an eye on it. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's look at the home layer. That white button we gotta replace. Mattman says, could try shine on the top half of the button instead of that diagonal. That's a good idea. Let me try that. White button. White BG2. White BG2, white BG. Needs to be white BG, save. And let's look at the button. Okay, white. Let's do the top half. Accidentally closed. Whatever. Oh, it's up here. Okay. And yeah, I can see us trying slightly different angles maybe to make it look just right. Let's try this first though. Gonna try maybe something like this. Let's refresh. But yeah, like I got a lot of feedback when I first started showing my game. A lot of people in certain channels are like, the UI, the UI, the UI. So like I'm really grateful that you helped me improve the UI. You can also make it less harsh by making it a gradient. I was wondering if that would help. I think that might be my problem with it right now. Really good advice. Oh, I like the look of it better though. I think we're going the right direction with like it coming from the top. I think that looks better. And maybe some gradient would help. I'm curious if you have any other feedback. You can also make it less. Oh yeah, less hard by gradient. Yeah, let me know if you have any other feedback. I think it looks better coming from the top. It looks like shiny. Like it might need some. I don't know. Some variation a little on the top, but I think it looks good. Let's go back to home. So this is the white button. Looks alright. Folder needs to be bigger. Home, create. So this let me see if I can fix these buttons. It seems like they're not sized correctly. Options button, set scale, this dot height. Maybe it should be this dot height times like 0.97. Why is this dot height? Maybe let's just do 0.95. Options button. Test button times 0.95. Save button times 0.95. This dot height times 0.025. Save. Options. So this dot height times 0.95 is the last one. This dot height times 0.025. Control save. If you want a button to stand out more or be more stylized, you can do lines like this. If you want a button to stand out more or be more stylized, you can do lines like this. Oh, that looks good. A white outline. Yeah, I like this. Let me look at my game. I wonder if this white outline would be really good on these big buttons up here. I should try seeing that. But yeah, I like the idea of those lines. I should totally try that, especially with these bigger buttons. I'm trying to think what that would look like in these little buttons. Yeah, I like that a lot. I want to try that here first. Maybe we could try like a version of the play button going like that. We might have to hold that off for tomorrow because that might take a little more time, but that's a really good suggestion. Thanks for that feedback. I'm going to add that to my list. Add to the list. I like the look of that. I think that could be cool potentially. It's definitely worth a shot. Let's look at so I'm not used. I don't know too much about this. Let's try it. I'm just gonna try a couple like gradient kind of things like you suggested, and eraser. So this is like a faint kind of diagonal gradient one. Let's see. I want to see what this looks like. Oof. I really didn't do it totally right. Let's see what it looks like. I'm just curious. And like, yeah, let's open up that play button and see if we can add a white. I want to add a white back outline and see what it looks like. Mattman said maybe it would look more natural with shine over text too. I make a lot of my buttons with text on it for Photoshop. Yeah, so I can't. I'm not going to use text in the photo editing stuff because I'm going to do all my text programmatically so that I can just decide which language and it'll just translate everything for me without having to make a lot of buttons. But I could totally still put the I could do a shine layer that's like its own image and put that on top of the text and the button together. I think that's how I would have to do it. That makes sense though, what you're talking about. Yeah, so or you can make a shine a separate layer. That's totally what I'll do. That's good foresight with that. Yeah, so maybe I should be looking at that shine with the text and see, like you're saying, and see what it looks like. I could totally do that easily, but just by saving that layer. Let's first just run it. I just want to see what that looks like. Out of curiosity. Mattman said, yeah, I had to translate a lot of text to Chinese in Photoshop. Not too fun. That sounds difficult. So that button was yours, I'm guessing, that you made. Nice. Yeah, cool. It looks good. Glad I have you in my stream. Okay, it's hard to kind of tell. Yeah, we'll work on the shine and putting it on top of the text. Actually, maybe we could just do that now. Let's go back to GIMP. this is gonna have a lot more shine, and it's a gradient, so I just want to see it, and then we're gonna copy and paste it over and put it on top of the button and see how that looks. Okay, home and to the level browser. Oops, wrong place. Greater. So that's like a lot of shine. I feel like I could see something like this looking good, maybe it being a little darker, but just to compare, let's copy this. Okay, and we'll cut it to content. Actually, let me think. So the same size, this should be up at the top. Okay, and it should have way less. So this might be too strong. What was it here? 18. So I'm going to export this as, once it loads, button shine, and I'm going to go to this button and get rid of that shine. It's okay, we'll work on it later, getting that kind of experimenting with the shine later and getting it perfectly down. Let's save the red box. Let's go to the resources and add the shine layer image. So button shine res, what I call it, button shine. .png. Let's go to the mid UI layer where the red button is. Draw, edit, here it is. So here's the button. So with the same parameters, I'm going to add the sprite for the button shine right after the labels and stuff. You know what, Madman, you might be right. We might be actually stretching it. Depending on the size of the screen, it stretches the buttons. So most of the time it shouldn't stretch it, but maybe it is stretching the buttons. So you actually might have been right before about the button stretching that you saw. So let's add the shine. This dot button shine equals res dot, we named it button shine. I'm just gonna change the name of this button. Also, I kind of made a little more space for these buttons so you can kind of see their bottoms a little bit clearer. Let's refresh. Should also update this white one. Oh, it might have gray, we just can't see it because the background's gray. Okay. Let's refresh. Mattman says Unity has nice features to anchor buttons when screen size changes. Just chain. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I should have made this in Unity. That's pretty funny. You're gonna have me using a totally different environment by the end of this. Yeah, it sounds useful. The auto buttons stuff. I always do that. Can't even see the button shine. Did I save it? Oh, I might not have saved it in the right folder, maybe? Okay, it's in the right place. It's called Button Shine. This is kind of what it looks like. We set its scale right. And in resource, button shine. Button shine. Okay, we're just gonna worry about that later. For some reason, it's not shining the way we wanted it to. Let me look again. But that's okay. We will figure that out later. I gotta fix this background on this text still. We are over 2 hours into this game dev session. I'm starting to get hungry, so I might walk away for some dinner. We still got some more stuff to finish tomorrow morning, but I think all these advancements that I've been making with you, Mattman, have really been improving the game, the look of it. And I think we're gonna be able, in the next few days, I'm gonna be able to put everything that you're saying and give me feedback on. I'm gonna be able to implement it all into the game and hopefully ship it out live on Monday. So I'm really excited to do that with all of your help that you've given me, Mattman. I'm excited to do the drop down button thing when you hit it. I'm excited for. I want to try the white outline. I'm not sure what it'll look like. At least for the play button, it might be cool. Yeah, I still gotta implement this going back and stuff like that. So there's a good amount of stuff to do. I might end up streaming on Saturday or something too. Drop down button thing always feels so good. Yeah, I can see that feeling good because with just a little effort, this 2D little thing becomes a part of the game. I can see that feeling really good. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, I'm gonna work on this tomorrow morning. All of this. Thank you. And Mattman says, and I'd like to add haptic feedback with it too. Haptic feedback. See, I'm learning so much from you, Mattman. Haptic feed. Is that kind of like random? That's haptic feedback is all about better simulating what it feels like to touch or interact with in real life. Oh, that makes sense. Do you must have I'm guessing you must have some UI background professionally, or did you just learn all this on your own? Allowing precision vibrations will help represent what's happening in the game. That's cool. It's kind of technical. Learn all on own. I have bad UI and old games. Gotcha. Well, thanks for learning all that so you can help me avoid those mistakes. Let me see if I can find a pic real fast. Cool. I'd love to see that. A lot of this is talking about like stimulating your body in ways. That's a lot of the ways they're talking about haptics. Use haptics consistently. Haptic feedback little vibrate on Android iOS. Okay, I was wondering if you meant the vibrations. Okay. That's funny, interesting. I wonder if I could. So this is a web game. I wonder if I could even. I don't think I could cause vibrations from the web, right? Oh, there's like a library for it. Interesting. So I guess even in a web game you can do vibrations. You can pass an array with vibration and delay parameters. Interesting. I should totally do this. Okay, you got the image. Probably my first game, I think. Wow, okay, let's look at this UI. I'm saving it. Small image, sorry. All good. Downloads. Oh my god. Well, there we go. Yeah, so. Okay, yeah, so your buttons are like blocky, yeah, see through. Yeah, it's very gray. Interesting. Well, it's good that to see your start, you know, to see how good you are now. That gives me some hope for myself. That's funny. Yeah, it's funny looking back on where you kind of came from, you know, right? That's funny. Yeah, the UI in your other game looks amazing. That's funny. Thanks for sharing that with me. That's fun to see. Gives me hope. Someday I might be good at this, maybe. I feel like I learned a lot from you, like with the shine and everything else. Yeah, cool. Alright, I'm gonna go eat dinner. Big shout out to you, MadmanPS2. Thanks so much for helping me out and watching my stream consistently. I love chatting with you while I make these games. I've been learning a ton from you. Like, seriously, I give you major props. See you, man. Good hanging out. Good hanging out. Hope you have a good evening. And I'll see everyone tomorrow where we're going to pick off where we left off and continue this UI stuff. Tomorrow morning, 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.